You know, Kylo, real good boys know that they have to be good to the planet, which is why we drink Fiji water. Since 2022, Fiji water's 330 milliliter and 500 milliliter bottles have been produced in 100% recycled plastic.
That's hot.
You know what's even hotter? The aquifer Fiji water originates from is a sustainable source and will continue to replenish as the rain and water cycle persists in the islands of Fiji.
No, but really, that is hot.
It is. Visit your local retailer to pick up some Fiji water today and give yourself a Good Boy Gold Star for helping protect our planet. After all, Fiji water is Earth's finest water. When I lost my virginity, the condom got stuck inside of me for 2 weeks.
Whoa. On when you lost your virginity?
Yes.
Did you know it was
I know
there?
virginity is a construct and everything. No. I haven't told you the story?
No.
Oh my God. Wait, should we have different names? Because you look like, I'm trying to think of what you look like for me.
Yeah, tell me.
Like a Rod.
Rod?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
makes
that's
sense.
What it's giving for me.
Makes sense. You feel like a Christina?
Christina, but like Xtina.
Exactly.
Yeah.
XXX Tina.
I feel pretty, but I feel like I don't look pretty.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
I just want to let everybody know that this is a wig that my partner occasionally wears for Halloween's, and I'm sort of obsessed with it. I always ask her, and the request isn't always granted, but I always ask her to keep it on when we get home, and sometimes it's granted. And now you've ruined everything.
Oh, for this, mine. Yeah. Well,
because now all I'm gonna see is you. All I'm gonna see is Xtina.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
That could be fun for you. Pansexual.
I am pansexual. I'm famously pansexual, so you're right.
I just did that for the first time. I don't think she would care if I said this, but my girlfriend was like a clown for a show she had, where not like a clown, like where she did like really cute.
Clown?
No, like really cute, like with like glitter and stuff. And I was like, before you take it off, which was really, really fun.
Yeah.
But then she was like wearing this like insane red lipstick with glitter on it, and so she's like, "Well, what if we just do it without kissing?" And I was like, "That's not
even
fun
hotter
for me." Oh. I really like kissing.
I really
during
like
sex.
kissing.
So
Okay.
yeah,
I could do without it, but I like kissing in general, but
yeah.
there's something hot.
We made it work, but like I kept going to and then I was like,
being
I can't kiss.
Yeah. Tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Spooky Halloween.
Spooky Halloween.
As our girls like to say.
Is that what they like to say?
Karen and Georgia.
Got it.
On My Favorite.
Oh, of
they
course.
say spooky
of course.
Halloween.
You're right.
Yeah.
How could I forget?
Yeah.
Well, you had the best Halloween costume that has ever lived. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Vulture famous.
Vulture famous. For those of you who aren't tapped in, which like, why are you not tapped into everything I'm doing all the time? It feels crazy. What is this, episode 12? Why are you not obsessed with me yet? Britt and I dressed up as Chapel Roan and a passenger seat, which was my idea, and she was actually hesitant to it at first, I think.
What was her hesitation?
She just didn't think everyone was going to get it.
Got it.
And her hesitation was probably for 0.5 seconds, but still she was like, do you think people will get it? And I'm like, yeah, she's had like the biggest year ever. Like, people will get it. And so I built myself a little passenger seat costume.
The most impressive thing about this, if I heard correctly, is that you made that from scratch.
I did make it from scratch. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Well, not like the upholstery. Like I got the car seat cover from like online.
Okay.
But I did learn that my build is the size of a passenger seat, apparently, because my shoulders just filled out the cover perfectly. And I was like, I'll take it, I guess.
Yeah.
Gender affirmation,
a good thing.
car seat.
Exactly. I think it's a good thing. Nice and sturdy.
Yeah.
Safe.
Yes.
Can hold stuff.
Can hold
bodies.
Yeah. But yeah, so I made it myself, and yeah, Vulture wrapped it up in like one of the top, specifically for the format. I don't know if you're familiar with like the meme format of like, I hate gay Halloween. What do you mean you're Chapel Roan in a passenger seat? So that was fun. I've always wanted to get in Vulture for like my stand-up comedy.
It's close, dude.
But yeah, I guess
it's still a funny tweet. It is comedy.
It is comedy. Yeah, it is comedy.
Yeah.
And it's nice because like my handle's like Motti Comedy, so maybe some people will be like, oh, who's this?
Who's this person?
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, congrats on Vulture.
Thank
big,
you.
Big moves.
I texted it to my manager and I was like,
Made
I was
it.
like, can I add this to my credits now? And they were like, fuck yeah. I was like, sweet. As seen now, every time I go up and do a bar show in Brooklyn, it's like, you've seen them in Vulture.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
It's like totally misleading, but I'll take it.
No, you just take it. It's absolutely
Yeah.
fine. Amazing. We also went out for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
We were probably a little less original or a little less 2024
Okay.
because Em was gay Barbie
Mm-hmm.
and I was trans Ken.
Mm-hmm.
That
You
was
looked amazing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know, it felt good. I'm not gonna lie. I realized that when I got into this outfit that Em gave me to wear, that I had a 6-pack.
Oh, yeah.
And like, but I didn't know that.
Oh, I could have told you that a year ago.
No, I didn't have one a year ago. No way.
Really?
Yeah.
You've always been like ripped in your abs for me.
Huh.
To me.
Well, that felt good. I was like, wow, I really am trans
Yeah.
kenning right now.
Well, like the photo shoot that we did for this podcast, like however long ago that was now, I'm like I remember
Really?
like because we were topless next to each other, and I remember being like, I don't look like that.
I
I'm
didn't
like
feel
my
like I had
stomach looks different.
But I also think like 6-packs are so stupid. Like my trainer always says to me, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's not even about the workout. It's like
Yeah.
you eat little enough and
Yeah,
you will
it's a
have one. And
calorie deficit.
I don't want to be in a calorie deficit
Yeah.
necessarily. Do you know what I mean? So I was surprised that. Anyway, I sound like an arsehole. I'm like my 6-pack, so it's so tough to
It's
have
fine.
it. I'm so malnourished.
Yeah.
No, so we had a good time. I have to say, like, I didn't think that this was in me, but I just thought that Em looks so hot. I just couldn't even focus all night. I was
Yeah.
like, how does she look so hot? I mean, of course she looks so hot. She's so sexy, but I just mean, I was like, am I just really digging gay Barbie? You know, the whole thing was
Well,
just
the
like
wig and
the wig.
she was
that
like
you've
in a
not
little
ruined.
mini. She was in a little mini skirt I saw.
Totally, and like these like boots that were like over the knee.
Yeah,
boots.
the skirt and boot combo.
It's
I get it.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I had a good time just following her around like a
What'd
little
you do?
puppy. We went to a friend's house party. Yeah, and just hung out there. It was really cool though. She had this like fog machine, I guess. And then so when we walked into the party, it was like I could barely see anything. It was all like misty and fun, and I
Yeah.
was like, this is crazy. And so I figured we should be purchasing a fog machine
Oh yeah.
just for general. Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like a fun, sexy time.
Yeah.
You know.
It might not be good to breathe all the time, so
Yeah,
just be
maybe.
careful.
Yeah, maybe not.
But yeah.
Maybe not.
Sweet. Yeah, mine was a birthday party at like a bar in Williamsburg. And it was fun.
Yeah.
I drank for the first time in a bit.
How do you feel?
Hungover perpetually. I also
Wait,
hit my
when was
head.
it? How many days ago was it?
It was on Saturday,
Okay.
and today's Monday,
Great.
and I'm hungover, and I'm concussed. I hit my head so hard before I got drunk.
Like legit?
Yeah.
On
Do you
what?
see this line? I don't know if the wig's. There's like a line on my forehead.
Maybe.
I was because I'm wearing the car seat thing. I'm getting into
sure.
an Uber, and it was like a Nissan Pathfinder, so it's like an SUV. And I go to like I'm holding it up so that I can step into it, but I'm also like grabbing the sides of the car to kind of like pull
like, really
myself
pull
in.
yourself- oh,
And I
no.
literally just like went and just like
Oh my
off the
god.
wing. And literally just banged so hard that the driver was like, are you okay? Like, do I need to reroute to the hospital? And I was just like,
No
holy
way.
shit. And it's so funny because my Brit and our friends Shosh and Tony, we were doing like a double date for the Uber, and they're waiting on the sidewalk because I'm the one who called the Uber. So I opened the door, and it's just so comical because I was like, because of how my Uber account is, I opened the door. I go, for Emily. And so everyone's laughing. Everyone's already laughing at me, and then I bang my head. And so they didn't realize I banged my head. I thought they were laughing that I banged my head, but they're laughing that
That you
it's
said
Emily.
Emily? Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
So it was just really, really funny. And then and immediately had a line across my head. That's
No
how
way.
quickly the contusion formed. But
I have that same issue with Uber. We can change our name on there, right?
I think so. But what do I make my name? Motti
Yeah.
is like the thing, I guess. But it's also like they're strict about it. It took me so long to be able to change my picture because for so long it was this picture of beautiful long hair
Sure.
Motti,
Xtina.
like just like that. Exactly. This is exactly how I looked when I was a girl. But so it took me long enough to do that, and I think it's because I used to drive for Uber, so I had like a special
I didn't know that.
account. In grad school, I drove for Uber
Oh my
for
God, so
extra
cool.
money.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was it?
I loved it. Well, one, I love to drive and I love to talk to people. And so like I loved getting like I would get like, middle-aged couples on their way to a date, and it was just something I would do between like I would get out of like grad school class, finish all my work, and I'd have like either a bartending shift at night or like a party to go to. And so
Right.
I'd have like a couple hours where I'd be like, yeah, I'll drive people to dinner and
Sure.
whatever. The reason I stopped is because I would like agree to a ride, and this is before they told the drivers like where your destination is going to be. So I'd like accept a ride, and it's like 3 hours to a golf course, and I'd be and it
You'd be like, I gotta be at a party. I gotta be at a party
I
in
know.
2 hours.
And like I could have been like, no, like, because you don't they wouldn't tell you until you literally pick the people up and click like they're in my car, and then it would tell you. So I'd have to be a dick and be like,
Can you
get
get out?
out?
Yeah.
So I would end up doing it, and I was like, this is too much. But it was fun.
Have they changed that now? Do you know?
I think so.
Yeah, because that's fucked.
Because I've had it before where like if I have to go to Long Island or something to see family, they'll see that it's Long Island and they're like, no.
Got it.
They're like, absolutely not. So
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay.
But yeah.
I actually have a confession to make.
Yeah.
But it wasn't on Halloween. It was the day before. But I had half a glass of wine with them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Red or white? Or orange?
Orange.
So happy. Guess what? I love orange wine.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I used to think it was a bit of a fad. Like, you just sound like a wanker. You're just
Yeah.
like, can I have it? You know what I mean? But actually, it's really good.
It's a nice like skin contact natural
100%.
orange wine.
I agree.
Delicious.
But I'm having this like crisis because it's so tough, because to say you're sober for 2 years, you're just like, I'm sober, and it becomes a
Yeah.
thing. And then, I was thinking about how I was sober because I didn't have any moderation in myself. I was like, I couldn't just have one glass of wine, so it was dangerous for me. But I've done a lot since then. I've transitioned, you know what I mean? All these things have happened, and I feel like I'm a little bit more centered in my soul. And I hadn't seen Em for 2 weeks, and we went on a date, and she was having a little glass of wine, and it was a really nice place, and and I had a tiny sip of hers, and then I thought, am I being overly structured for the sake of it? Like, am I doing it now just because I've already said that I'm sober, so I sort of have to be?
Yeah.
Versus like, could I just have one glass of wine and be
Yeah.
okay? So I sort of tested it out with a super small glass, knowing that like I'm on a date with my partner, we're not doing anything wild after, like I can like see how it is, and it was nice, and I could just have one glass.
Yeah.
I think that if I had a cocktail, it would be different for me.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I
Some
mean?
hard liquor.
Like, it hits harder, then I'm like
Yeah.
pumped, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. So I think maybe a glass of wine over dinner occasionally could be possible, and then I got worried, I got all scared, and then the party the next day I was like, no, I'm not having anything.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
But yeah, I feel like I should reveal that, because I don't know, I think there's a lot of pressure around people that are sober, that I just think that if it's possible to have moderation, it's okay to change your mind and try it and see, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally. Did you restart your tracker?
no.
Yeah.
And I sort of left the tracker for the moment, because I was like, I think that's actually what's holding me back. It's like the count of
Yeah.
it is making me be like, I can't have a drink.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I cannot, because it's like 2 years or whatever at this
Yeah.
point. So I think it's putting pressure on me. So I think
Yeah.
I might actually delete it.
But you're still like in your like I didn't ask if you reset it because I'm like you should. It's because I think it's totally valid to not, because like you still are sober in whatever that means for you. You know what I mean? Like
Totally.
a half a glass a year. You
Totally.
know what I mean? It's still
And Em was sort of saying that I can still keep the tracker on to keep myself in line. If I've drank 2, 3, 4 days, that they start
Yeah.
to be my red flags.
Yeah.
Not if I'm on a date and having,
Yeah.
one glass of wine. So yeah, it's interesting change of sort of seeing and thinking about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's so tough because I I'll have beers like here and there, but whenever I get drunk, I always regret it the next, because I feel like such crap, and I tell myself, don't do this again. But it's so rare that it happens, and like this party was so much fun. And by the way, I'm not like I drank like 4 Modelo cans,
Right. You're not like
which is like a
smashing shots
survey,
here.
like and well, I took 1 tequila shot.
Okay.
4 beers in a compared to what I used to be drinking.
Right.
And so I'm like, it's just, I'm nearing 30 and
It
I'm
just
not
hits.
doing like the waters between and stuff. And like, maybe I could just be better with that. But it's like, I feel like such crap. We had to go to Long Island to see Britt's family for her mom's birthday yesterday. And I'm like, I feel like I'm going to die. Also, I have a concussion. But like, I was like, this
I was going to say,
sucks.
was it the concussion or was it the high
Yeah.
notes?
So I don't know. And I go back and forth and I'm like, if I feel this way every time, like just stop it and do the actual sober thing. But I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like it's a balance. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? For sure.
Yeah. But I'm like, what could I have done? Okay. So if I look at it and I'm like, what could I have done differently Saturday night? Maybe had some more waters between beers, cut out the shot. But like, it's fun. Everyone was drinking. Like, whatever.
I know. Also, it's tough. I'm at this party on Saturday, and I think on 4 occasions, the host was like, shots for everybody, and then everyone was like giving them out, and every time they're like, shot, you know what I mean? And you're like, no, I'm okay, thanks, I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, gosh, like, it's sometimes easier to be like, because that in that scenario, it's easier to be like, hey, I'm sober, and then people are like, oh, no worries. But if you're not sober, it's like, take a shot, like, oh, everyone's doing it,
Yeah.
And I think that too is like something I've got to be a bit cautious of. It's like a bit of gentle peer pressure, but in that moment you're sort of having a good time. Maybe you've already had a drink. I think that's how it happened. You know what I mean? You start to be like, yeah, it's fun. Your girlfriend's wearing a hot pink wig. It's like, you just get excited.
Exactly. Okay, wait, 2 things.
Yeah.
Last week I was offered cocaine and I said no. I haven't been offered cocaine in literally so long.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I feel like none of my friends do it anymore. And it used to be such a big part of my life. But I was offered cocaine like kind of by accident. And I was like, whoa. No. I was like, I don't do that.
I love that. Okay.
But I said no. And it was like a Monday night. And I was like, guys, let's be real. And then the other thing I want to tell you that I totally forgot until this very moment, I kissed a boy Saturday night.
Oh my God. I'm dead.
Just like a little pet, like it was, I'll
Tell
explain
me
the
everything
situation.
immediately.
So we're at the party and I do this thing when I'm drunk where, not even when I'm drunk, totally sober, because I've said on this podcast before, on the record, like Britt and her girlfriends are like they're all bisexual and they all want to give each other little kisses when they've had like one drink.
Sure.
And I'm very supportive of that. I'm like, give each other a kiss. Like there's a live photo from that night where like I'm taking a picture of Britt and her 2 friends and you can hear my voice when you play the live of,
like,
okay,
kiss,
now 3-way kiss. And they're like, Motti, stop. No, they love it. It's not weird. And so like, we're with another couple. I'm not going to name any names because I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable about it, but Britt kisses the girl in the couple, like just a little, like not a make out, like a little kiss. And so I'm like,
but on the mouth.
Do it, but on the mouth.
Right.
Yeah. And so, and I always like to make it even. And I'm like, I'll kiss him. And Britt and the friend assumed this is a straight guy, like that he'd be like, absolutely no. So they're all laughing. Kudos to him. He's like, fuck yeah. And like so quickly give each other a little peck, and everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe he just did that. Like, blah, blah, blah.
I'm obsessed.
And I was just like, also I felt honored that this straight guy was totally down to give me a little peck, which felt really great because he's a sweet, like we love him. He's such a sweet guy. So it was just like really funny, and I'm like, wow, I haven't given a boy a kiss in so long.
Oh my God, how was it?
It was, I mean, like, listen, it was fine. But it was just like a funny thing that happened where I'm like, yeah, boys kiss boys.
Boys do kiss boys.
And now maybe I can officially call myself bisexual.
That's not fair.
Not that was a sexual thing.
Now I have to find a boy to kiss on the lips this week so that I can match you.
One up me.
One up you, yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was a really
obsessed.
fun
Thank
thing.
you so much for telling me.
Yeah, I just remembered in this moment. I'm like, oh my God, I kissed him, and I love. Yeah, it's.
I love that you're like, oh my, and you're like playing with it.
Kissed a boy. Yeah. Do you have things to reveal?
I have things to reveal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have things to reveal. I kissed someone.
Yeah.
I got with someone when I was traveling but I got with a straight woman.
Can we define got with? Because I think some people think that's making out.
We did more than make out.
Okay.
But it was in a bathroom.
Okay.
So hot. But but it wasn't like, extended because it was in a bathroom.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. She's straight. She's married. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like, you think you might feel badly about it?
I think I might feel badly about it. I
Like,
did.
bad for the bloke?
Yeah.
Is that what you would say? Did I do that right?
No, because I'm not, I don't know. I'm not from East London. But I would
Oh,
say...
shoot. It's
it's like, I
regional?
wouldn't say bloke, but I would say lad, probably.
I feel bad
I
for
feel
the
bad
lad.
for the lad, yeah.
Okay.
I feel bad for the lad. But then I realized that it's not my... I mean, everyone's going to kill me. It's not my responsibility.
It's not.
To think about that. And I did check... I mean, I checked with her, and she was the driver,
Yeah, totally.
But what's interesting, I guess, is like... It was at a work conference, which is maybe where these things happen with hetero folk. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was at a work conference.
Well, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And she came up to me and said, and she felt straight. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be stereotypical, but she felt straight. So at a work conference, she came up to me and said, "Hey, like, I just got to let you know, like, I've noticed you over the past few days, and like, you're so beautiful,
Wow.
And I said, "Oh, I was like," and then she like, it was really cute. She was like, "You're just so beautiful, I have to tell you," and then she like ran away.
Okay. Yeah.
So I was like, that was adorable. And then I found her later on and said like, I was like, made a little joke and said, "Oh, what? You're just going to tell me that I'm hot and then run away from me?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh my God, I can't even look at you. Like it's too much." And then we chat.
Yeah.
And then I said, anyway, and it was late. The conference is finishing. I'm going with a few friends to a gay bar. So I say to her, "Hey, I'm going to a gay bar if you want to come with me." And she was like, "Oh my God, like I'm not gay." She's like, "I'm not gay." So I said, "Okay." Actually we were talking with a few people and someone else was like, "Are you sure?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And then and I said, "Okay, no worries. Well, if you change your mind, here's my number." And I go,
Yeah.
I leave with my friend. She texts me. She's like, "Hey, it's X, whatever." I think she said something like, it's me, the person that's not gay, texting you, saying like where you're at or whatever. And so anyway, long story short, I end up coming back to her hotel, and she follows me into the bathroom, and we get together.
Amazing. And you get together. Wait, so did she like... She says she's not gay, which works because you're a trans man, but did she know that you're trans, or did she
No,
just
so
assume
I actually told her this. So she
Okay,
was
yeah.
like, "I'm not gay." And I was like, "Well, I'm a dude, so it's fine. Don't worry about it."
Okay, cool.
You're fine.
Yeah. Do you think she was like, she maybe didn't know what your situation was, but she was just intrigued because you are
Yes.
so beautiful? She's not wrong. So like...
I think she did not understand
Okay.
it with respect. I
Yeah.
don't think she understood the situation. I think
Yeah.
that she did after.
Yeah, okay.
And she'd never kissed a non-cis man before.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I said to her as we were hooking up, like, "Are you allowed to do this?" And she said, "Oh, no." And I was like, "Oh." So then I had a choice, like mid,
Yeah.
like, do I continue this or not?
Yeah. Listen, it's not your problem.
Yeah.
That might be controversial, but like, I don't get mad at the other girl when it's like a hetero couple. I'm like, that's his, like, it's the cheater's problem.
Right.
So
Yeah. I
whatever.
think so.
What do you, outside of like being humans, that's not your decision to make. It's not your relationship. Like,
Totally.
what do you owe this spouse? I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
That's for her to deal with.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think the bigger thing for, like, sure, she had her experience. Also, I think it was quite, I mean, and I'm not being arrogant, her words, not mine. I think it was quite enlightening for her in
Yeah.
lots of ways. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it also made me think, like, and with respect, like, are these straight chicks having good sex? Like, because, it made me think that they're not. And I mean, obviously that's a stereotype across the
Yeah.
board, but I'm like, what we did
wonder
was
they are.
fleeting and not, look, it wasn't the best sex I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Not because she did anything wrong, but because it was in a bathroom and like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's only so good that it can be. But, I felt like it had a huge emotional and like spiritual impact on her.
Yeah.
Which made me think like, yeah, like are these poor like cis straight women just
Yeah.
like getting, you know what I mean? Just not having good sex across
Yeah.
the board, which feels sad,
Yeah, listen, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are having just fine sex, but I am aware of, I don't want to blow up anybody's spot, but like, yes, I happen to know a cis bisexual woman who was with a man for many years and was never satisfied.
Right.
So
like never came. I just can't get my
Which
head
I'm
around
just
it.
like,
I know some people struggle to orgasm, which is totally fine,
and that's
which is
not
like
the
a different
end goal
thing.
for sex and for
100%.
everybody. But like, whoa,
I know.
I don't know.
Like unless wait, no, I was gonna say if I don't come when I have sex, I don't feel satisfied. That's not true. If I'm just doing stuff to the other person, I absolutely can. But if stuff is happening to me, then I need to come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, but not everybody can, not everybody does, but
Sure.
and that's not, it's just like, but take the coming out of it, just like straight up satisfied.
Totally.
In
Yeah, you're right. That
general.
word, what does that word even mean? It doesn't need to
yeah.
mean come. Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah, totally.
wait, so okay, and listen, when I was younger, speaking of cocaine, I was hooking up with everybody I hooked up with had a boyfriend.
Right.
And like he was at the bar ordering drinks while we were fucking in the bathroom.
Totally.
Like that was the vibe. And like, no, that's not my problem. I'm like,
that's not our
she's
problem.
a big girl. That's her decision to make and whatever.
Yeah.
So can I ask, and I don't know if you're wanting to talk about this because we talked about it when your partner kissed somebody and you had a combo about it. So like, how did it go down with this? Did you know it was going to happen and text ahead? Did you call after?
I did not know it was going to happen. It was super random.
Mm-hmm.
We made an agreement while I was away that she would do her thing, and I sort of knew in the back of my mind she was doing her thing.
Okay, gotcha.
So there was that I was like grappling with a lot, while I was there. So and listen, it's so hard, like it's tough.
Yeah.
Like this, and I got to think about. And before anyone freaks out, I'm sure she's thinking about it, and we will convene as a couple on it. But I have to think about, from my perspective, like how I feel about this, how like, I'm totally comfortable, like you are, like kissing and flirting and doing all these things. But like, I'm like, yeah, how do I feel about both of us having full sex with other people?
Yeah.
It's a tough thing to, and I don't know, it's because of my age, and I'm like used to these like very binary monogamous roles, and I want to be in a space where I'm much more fluid and expansive and open. And so there's so much tension between the two things, because I know from a values perspective and a sort of individual mission perspective, these are the things that I want, and these are the things that I would want from us out of our relationship, and to be honest, out of our life. I think I'm trying not to just live in this 1 week or this one moment or this one like thing scenario of her having sex with someone, and step back and think about our whole lives from like, I'm 35 now, eventually, God willing, I'll be 85, 90, and think about that whole period of time, and like how amazing our lives would be if we are in this situation where there's just like hectic trust and safety, and we're able to live and do whatever we want. And that idea feels fantastic to me.
Yeah.
And in practice, thinking of someone touching it makes my rage just come from my feet to my skull.
Okay.
And I'm in this like, and that is the truth of it. And I'm trying to like navigate that. So that being said, she was doing her thing. And so I was trying, when I was away, to focus on all the work stuff I had to do, and just be open to scenarios, which is why when this woman, it was like falling into my lap, you know what I mean? This woman came up to me and she was hot. She was smoking hot.
I was going to say, would you have
so
like
hot.
noticed her if she hadn't
I
come up to you?
I actually did notice her.
Okay, yeah.
Earlier on in the day.
Yeah.
I just know. I mean, look, she was wearing this like tight black dress, and like she's like very sexy. So I noticed her. Also, these conferences, I hope this isn't offensive to anyone, these conferences are not full of hot people, hot young people, like they're mostly full of older men. So for sure, like I noticed her, but I also assume everyone in these conferences are straight and married, which was true in this case. But so I did notice her, but I probably wouldn't have approached her given the work scenario of it.
Yeah.
So once she did, I was like, well, this is exactly the moment I think that I've talked about with my partner, that if it happens like this and we feel like doing it and whatever,
this is the circumstance.
This is exactly the circumstance. Yeah. So it was fine. I came back and we talked. Me and my partner talked about it, and it was fine. I think she's just so. She just feels so fucking enlightened, and I can't handle it. Do you know what I mean? It's
she's
just
free spirit girly.
Yeah, but like she's so like she definitely was jealous as I was telling her, and she told me that, and I could see that she was.
Yeah.
But like it takes her like minutes. Yeah. And then she's like, okay, I'm over it. I'm so glad you had a good time. Yeah. That's right.
Because jealousy isn't inherently bad.
Totally not. No.
Like, yeah.
In fact, I think maybe it would be weird if she was not bothered at all.
Yeah.
But I want to get my cycle, like her quick cycle of like from jealousy to acceptance and safety is a really quick one. And mine is like a very long one,
Have you talked about like what she's done to get there, or do you think that comes to her naturally?
She said that she did a really good job before we started doing this of imagining these scenarios and sort of taking herself through it. I guess that's like a little bit of like natural CBT or something. And I did none of that. And so these things are hitting me for the very first time as they're happening. And I just would not recommend that to anybody. Okay. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to...
You're like, learn from me.
You learn from me. Think about how you're truly going to feel and imagine yourself in these scenarios. Because what's really hard is I'm trying to be like the best partner I can be to her in these moments. Whilst going through the cycle of like extreme jealousy and like, yo, don't touch my fucking girlfriend, you know, energy, which... is super low bar and not where I want to be, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's good that you're recognizing it.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Yeah. I think I will get there.
Yeah.
And it was nice to have this moment with this person. You know what is interesting about being open is that like you continue to learn about yourself through these other micro moments or like micro little relationships. And I think that you don't, I mean, look, I'm going to make a sweeping statement. I think you don't do that as much when you're in this like monogamous. You obviously grow with each other, but then it's very different, I think, to then continuing to grow independently as Kylo in these like moments. Do you know what I mean? And I have found, maybe I don't want to admit this because I don't even know if I want to continue doing this for a long time, to be honest, but I have found that I have found growth in these like moments with other people. You know, maybe not the bathroom moment because it's fleeting, but I like spent a bunch of time with someone in LA and like we flirted a bunch and there was lots of like sexual tension and we didn't do anything because she, in her words, was not about to be my side chick, was her summary, which I appreciate. But throughout that journey of just that little tiny miniature moment, I learned so much about myself, like what I'm comfortable with, what I'm not comfortable with, like how I feel about my body in certain moments, how like and we can talk about this in tea time, but like how I'm so much more comfortable in my body in a way that like is wildly different. And I think I didn't recognize that with my long-term partner because I'm comfortable with her, you know what I mean, regardless. And so, and I was taken back to this moment of pre-transition where I would, you know, meet someone for the first time, have like some sort of sexual chemistry and physical chemistry, but then be so not in my body and feel so uncomfortable in my body that it didn't feel fun and free and like anything could happen because I was so restricted, you know. I'm like, oh, don't touch my chest. I'm like, what are they going to do? And they're not going to know what to do with me and all this stuff. Whereas I feel like all of that stuff had gone and I didn't realize until I was in this new situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you're learning things about yourself and feeling good in your body.
Yeah, I feel very,
you look
very
great.
grateful. Thank you. So I don't know if that makes me a good boy or a bad boy. There's definitely bad boy stuff in there.
I think that makes you a good boy.
With the, come on, a little, I mean. And
I don't know, I'm controversial in this because when I think about when like girls get dragged for like sleeping with someone's boyfriend when like either whether they knew or they didn't know and like everyone calls her, you know, horrible things like calling her like slut shaming her or whatever, and I'm like, so, come get your boy, like he's the one. I don't know, like
it's got nothing to do with
it's not his relationship. And so I'm trying to apply that to you because I would never listen if it's someone's if you fuck your best friend's man, sure maybe that's a little fucked up, but if you're just, I don't know, you don't know this person, you don't owe him anything, that's not like your,
I think it's okay to say this, and I'll check with her before, but like, you know, she hasn't had sex in a lot. She's in a little bit of a sexless marriage. She's not feeling good and all those things. And so, you know, is there a public service aspect of this? I mean, I don't know. And I also think it served us both in that moment, you know, and good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah.
And then she'll go home and she'll figure it out.
Totally.
Or not.
Like, and whatever. That's fine. Again, or she'll call me when she comes to New York.
Exactly. Yeah, like not your. Yeah. Not your
but
problem.
We talked about the potential when we're talking about this open relationship thing, that we talked about the potential of the person on the other side being like, hey, I don't want to be a side chick, or hey, to be honest, the person on the other side was like, I respect them and I'm not doing this kind of vibes.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it's just funny to be in an open relationship and be cockblocked by your own partner because, you know.
Yeah. That is funny.
I was like, Em's fine with this.
Yeah. You're like, I'll call her
fine.
right now. She actually, I have a permission slip actually.
Exactly.
That she packed into my carry-on.
I had a little backpack on me this whole time because I was in those conferences. I should
Yeah.
have a little permission slip from her in the
Yeah.
zipper pocket that's like signed
It's
and
like
it's
laminated.
Yeah.
In case it gets dirty. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's so funny.
Yeah. So
Wow.
no, so that's me.
Well, that's some growth. I like that we actually have like growth from the first time you talked about like open relationships and everything.
Yeah, there's pure. I mean, yeah. Look, this isn't my open relationship podcast. So I don't want to drill down it too much, but there's some growth. There's not enough growth
Yeah.
for sure. And I just don't. The fucking honest truth is that I don't love it. Do you know what I mean? I don't hate it, but I'm not loving it.
Yeah.
You know, that is the truth.
Yeah.
That is the fucking truth.
Yeah.
I think about people touching her and I just think, fuck off. You know?
Yeah.
And I wonder whether that I have not read any of these like polyamory books and all this stuff, and I should probably read them because I bet there's loads of people listening to the I bet there's loads of people that do this listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, that's really normal, or this is what you need to get over, or whatever.
Yeah.
But just without being completely clueless and just actioning it, it's tough. It's a tough situation.
Totally.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. And if you don't, then you'll see that it's maybe not for you or whatever. But you're exploring it, and that's cool.
Yeah. Should we loop back to Halloween? I want to talk about your, because I feel like this would be something that you would have done pre-transition.
Yeah.
What did your Halloweens look like pre-transition?
Yeah.
And were you like a sexy cat? Like,
Yeah. How far
girly?
back are we going?
Well, take me through.
Okay, so like, first of all, I'm like a trans kid. Obviously, if we're going way back, I was Harry Potter, not Hermione, Harry Potter for 4 years in a row. Full outfit, head wig on my arm, whatever. And then, yeah, I mean, in high school, I was a Hooters girl.
Oh my god!
I had like.
Can
a
we
Hooters,
drop these pictures?
I think I might be able to find them on Facebook,
Okay,
but like
great.
Hooters girl with like the Victoria's Secret bombshell bra, all the way up, tank top, leather jacket, whatever. And then, but then like I've also had like jokey ones in high school too. Like I was like male characters and stuff. And then yeah, college. I'm trying to think. Well, no, because I'm like, I was always doing gender bendy things. Like in college, my brother came and visited me, and this was in like 2012, 2013. And I was Walter White and he was Jesse Pinkman. Like I was like, I drew on a goatee, wore tidy whities and moccasins. And it was like the picture of did you watch Walter White, like where he's like pantsless in the desert, like that. But then like, yeah, I was dating a guy for all of college. So I was like Lola Bunny and Bugs Bunny from Space Jam. And I'm trying to think of like what else him and I did. Oh, like we did Pulp Fiction, and we were Jim and Pam from The Office. So like I've always been into couples costumes because obviously they're just so fun. And then yeah, I'm trying to think of like, and then yeah, so like a mixture of funny and things where my tits are out and stuff like that. And
Controversial on this podcast.
tits
out.
Sorry, my breasts were out. They're mine. I can call them tits.
Yeah.
Well, they were. And so, yeah, a little bit of that. But yeah, so the funny thing about this one was obviously I was a chair. I was an inanimate object.
Yeah.
I got a couple different comments. Some of my like trans masc friends were like, oh my God, like what a great first post-top surgery. Like as if it's like a very classic post-top surgery thing to be like an inanimate object. And I'm like, I disagree, because like that would be a perfect costume for me while I had boobs, because it's completely covered up. I'm in a morph suit and you can't see my boobs. If anything, I would have been like a centaur and been topless. Like if anything, I think post-top surgery, I would have done anything to have my scars out and have my chest open. I'm just not super happy with my body right now. So that's not happening. Just like not in a way where I'm a very body positive person and I have no shame about like gaining weight or anything like that. It's just like any kind of change is alarming, and the tea has definitely changed the way where my fat is being stored. So the first time my tummy just looks a way that it's never has, and like I think that that's totally fine. I'm just not totally confident that plus healing scars plus new body hair,
Right.
being topless all the time. It's just a lot of change that I need to get comfortable with myself before I show it off to the world is
Totally.
all.
I respect that.
And so like that was like just a little, like I tried on a mesh shirt from like H&M the other day, like because we were going to this birthday party that was like Ball of the Dead, and it was this like button down mesh thing, and I was like, oh, that'll be cool, I could see my scars, and I tried it on. I was like, we're not there yet, we'll get there, but whatever. But anyway, I thought it was funny because I'm like, I would have thought like this is the perfect outfit to do with for someone with chest dysphoria because it's completely
That
covering
makes
up.
sense to me.
I was completely passing the entire time I was in that costume. We came down on this because it's like also it was Saturday night of Halloween weekend. We're like going down to our subway station. We're stopped by everybody, and it's like big groups of people, straight people, gay people, and like people are like, or like we hear people whispering. They're like, "Oh my God, she's Chapel and he's a C," and like like everyone was he-hemming me. I was getting stirred. We like bumped into this big group of people dressed as White Claws on the train, and like this guy, he was like Australian or British or something. Sorry, I can't tell the difference between you guys. You all look the same. And he was like, "Oh, like look at this chap. He's
Yeah,
a passenger
look at this
seat,
chap.
know,
Yeah.
like whatever it was." And Britt's like, everybody's gendering you correctly. Like,
You know what's so interesting about that? I think this loops back to my question to you, which was like, when you were a woman, did you do like sexy? Because I think people say them, people just assume in their
because
mind
he's silly,
that like anything silly and like
Yeah.
non-sexual is a dude,
I guess.
and anything like sexy and cute is a woman. You know, what
it's
I
just
mean?
funny to me because I'm like, I absolutely would have done that,
Right.
as a woman, like pre-transition, no problem. Also, I also like look back and I'm like, how funny would it have been if I was Chapel Roan and she was the passenger? But she has the built-in red hair, so like we have to.
No, you
but,
have to. You have to.
Everybody was gendering me correctly in such a funny way, and like the post went viral on every platform, and so like everyone's like, oh my God, he's so funny for that, like whatever. I got a reply on Twitter this morning. Somebody responded and was like, I can't believe this is the same gender that used to go to war, that went to war and won World War II. Like what's happened? Like maybe what's that fucking guy's Alex name? Jones. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. They're like, maybe Alex Jones is right about the water because Alex Jones made a comment about how like the water is
He's making
making people
everyone
gay and feminine and
my
trans and
God.
whatever. And so it's so funny to me that like me, a trans, like a cis guy is getting mad that me, a trans man who he's perceiving as a cis man, would be so gay to dress up as a pink
chick.
passenger seat. And I'm just like, it's so layered, and I'm like, you ever get gendered so correctly they try to send you off to war? Like, it's just so funny. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I wanted to reply and be like, gotcha,
I'm
trans. But
trans,
even
yeah.
then I'm like, this isn't sorry, I'm in Vulture, bitch.
Right.
Like I don't know what to tell you. This is an incredible costume even if I was cis.
Right.
Like this is a hilarious thing to do. So I thought that was really funny. So it's this weird thing of like everybody's gendering
so
me
funny.
correctly, but then of course because it's a Chapel Roan costume, we're getting posted by like, we got posted in like a Facebook page, like a group that's like lesbian memes, and I'm like, half the internet is like mad because they think I'm a cis guy doing some gay shit, and then like, but then I'm like still a lesbian. I'm like
In
waiting
these
for the
groups,
lesbian
yeah.
pages to be mad that I'm in there, but
Yeah.
no one's been mad yet, so I'm like, okay, whatever.
I don't
But,
think they'll get mad.
yeah, it's
You still
just so
I mean,
funny.
I was saying, you still identify as a dyke, right?
I still identify as a dyke, but like I don't know that people, if there's lesbian pages thinking, I don't know, but maybe because Britt's bi, it's still fine even if I was a cis guy. I don't know. It's also like
It's
layered and
complicated,
weird. Yeah.
Let me ask you something. You said I noticed that you said you kept getting gendered correctly.
Yeah.
Are you leaning towards the he side of the coin than the they? Because just as a question,
I know,
you
'cause
were
I
they
have they
hing and
first.
he thing, and I actually feel like I'm flipping. So are you flipping
Yeah.
too?
Well, here's the thing. If they were saying they, I would still say they were gendering me correctly. If that anything but she is
Got
really
it.
gendering me correctly. Because if you were walking by and they were like, they're a passenger seat, I still would have been like,
Gender me
good,
correctly.
everybody's doing it correctly. I think the only way it would have been wrong if they were like, oh, she's so cute, she's the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I would have been like, kill me.
Yeah.
But so I guess that's what I mean. But yeah, maybe more he, him, but I love the they.
I know.
The they is before, but it's equal.
Makes sense.
But I think it would be such a statement if I put the he first.
yeah.
Because then people would be like, because then I think people would then start apologizing for they theming me. Does that make sense? And I don't
does.
want to
It
deal
does
with
make
all that
sense.
because I don't care.
It does make sense. And I also feel like I just don't, at these like conferences, any like predominantly cis straight space, all these, for context, I was at a bunch of tech conferences last week. In those spaces, I don't even touch the they.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because like they were giving out these like pronoun badges on the way in.
Yeah.
And I just don't even touch it because I just am trying to make it. I realize I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for these older dudes that are just like, I'm like, just don't cheat me.
Yeah,
that's all I want. You know what I
it.
mean? So like, he's fantastic. That's totally fine. Yeah. But I love that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you were gendered correctly.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're going viral.
Yeah.
And,
It's so funny going back. Also, can I just say, speaking of tech, I'm gonna piss some people off.
Speaking of tech,
I've gone viral on Twitter many times over the years. On Elon Musk's X.com, the bots are fucking insane because he's just now created this platform where anyone can be a bot. Half of the users on there are bots, and then half of them are just like weirdos that can buy a verified badge.
Sure.
So like everybody responding to the viral tweet that's not a human, it's like these insanely weird verified account. Like if I go to the verified notifications tab on Twitter,
Right.
and it'll because I like to see that because like Tyler Oakley retweeted me, like these you know,
Totally.
it's fun
Yeah.
to see what's also I want to see if Chapel sees it. So I'm checking it, and it's like it's so clearly these weird AI bots that are responding. Like, first of all, it's a lot of sex bots who are like, "Great couples costume reference, fantastic. Want pussy?" And it's like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like what's going on? But it's making it a lot less fun to go viral on Twitter to sound like the most obnoxious person ever, because then your notifications are just flooded with these weird bots that are clearly using AI to be like, that is a casual outfit, yes, and she's Chapel Roan and he is great creative costume, and I'm like, oh, it's just so dumb.
I mean, and also I barely use X. Like
Yeah.
I don't use it at all. Actually, I'm barely on it.
Yeah.
But from what I understand from everyone that used to use it regularly, it's just a shit show.
It's a shit show. Yeah.
But there's been no replacement, right? Are you a
It's- yeah.
threader?
No.
No.
I started to, and then I was like, I don't like the way it looks. I'm really bratty with like, if I don't like the UX, I'm like,
The UI or the UX?
I don't know. User experience?
Yeah.
UX?
Yeah. The UX is like how I mean, maybe this is so boring. The UX is how it's like physically structured.
Yeah.
And then the UI is like the design on top.
Oh.
So what do you mean? I think maybe you do mean the UX.
I think I do
Yeah,
mean
yeah,
the
yeah.
UX. Like I also don't like the way it looks, but yeah, like I don't know, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And maybe just because it's new, and it always takes everyone a little
Yeah,
bit of time
totally.
to get used to something new. But I think I mean the UX.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I boil it down, like quite literally, my experience as a user, I don't
You don't
like
like it. Yeah, it's the US.
Yeah, but I do appreciate being challenged on that because I don't know tech at all. So feel free.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he's taking away the blocking feature, which is going to be detrimental to people with stalkers and whatever.
As in you cannot block someone?
He's taking it away where if you're blocked, like you can't interact, but you can still see the posts, even if you're blocked or if
You can't
you've blocked
interact,
someone.
but you can still see it.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people I have blocked for like sending death threats or like for harassing and stuff like that? Also, I have an abusive famous ex who is blocked. And so
Right.
I don't want them fucking seeing my shit.
Totally.
And I don't want to see their shit.
I feel like this is just going to drive everyone out of the platform, but I just wonder to where.
A lot of people
what
are
I
bailing.
That's what I ask about the threads, because I'm like, where are people going? Are they in Blue Sky or something? Have you on that?
I got like one of those invite codes when everyone was mailing, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I think some people are going to threads, but some people are like, all right, I guess that's it.
Yeah.
I think the blocking feature will be like a turning point because that's genuinely like unsafe.
Totally.
It's also just, who is this for?
I know.
I'm trying to get in the head of him and his team, and I'm trying to think how it benefits their revenue to not have a blocking feature.
I feel like it's an engagement piece. They want as many cross-fertilized moments of engagement as possible.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, maybe this is dark, but if someone generally the human psychology, when someone hates you,
Yeah.
they want to look at you. They like want to
Yeah.
check your shit,
Yeah.
And so I think it just probably creates this like weird death loop of friction
Yeah.
on the platform where people can like basically see the people that they hate the most,
Yeah.
as well as the people they love the most.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'm guessing, I don't know, but I wonder whether it's stuff like that.
I'm just like, how is
And he
that
just
gonna
likes to be
profit?
controversial, I think, for no fucking reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Which is a bummer. A lot. It's like, especially on X, where, and also, yeah, like I tweeted something with the word cis the other day.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's
it
a
got
slur.
taken down.
It's a slur on there.
But I can write F slur,
Yeah.
T slur, whatever, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking insane.
It's ridiculous. Oh my God. I do have a question for you. It's a bit of a shift. Is it okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So a friend of mine, I'm at drinks with two friends, and I'm telling them about a video that I see on that I saw on Reels. It's a lesbian talking about how she uses condoms on her strap, right? And so I say to my friends, I'm like, can you believe this? This like lesbian talking about
Yeah.
like strapping up her sorry, in the UK we say strap up, but you don't say that.
We say strap on.
But then I'm going to say, strapping up a strap. That's what I mean.
Oh.
Like using we call them, I would say a Johnny, which I know you wouldn't
gotcha.
say, but,
Yeah.
putting a Johnny on a strap on.
Yeah.
And my friends were like, yeah, dude. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was
I've
like,
definitely heard of it.
I was like, what do you mean? And I was like, we don't need to do that, right? And they were like, dude, have you been raw dogging these fucking women for 20 years?
Well,
And I was like, yes, I have. Yes, I have. I did
Yeah.
not understand that I had to do that.
yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Well, so if you think about it, it's just like a cleanliness thing, and obviously it's not there to prevent pregnancy, but it's there to prevent STIs and stuff.
Sure, but I assume you wash your strap.
Yeah, but I don't know. I guess maybe it's like a safety thing of like, in case you didn't wash that well, or
Yeah.
or if you're sleeping with someone with an STI. I don't know how stuff gets retained in silicone and rubber
That's what I mean.
as well as
It
it
made
does
me-
on skin. Like,
Exactly.
maybe it could like seep into it. I don't really know. I'll be vulnerable. I've never johnnied up my strap, but I also don't
I love this in
use
your accent.
straps for different,
Right. And that
because we've talked about this.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's the bottom who should have the strap personally.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot that was
That's
your
my
view. I'm
controversial
I'm
opinion.
still on the other side of it.
Yeah, and that's
I'm still on the
okay.
other side of it. And actually, because of this open thing, I mentioned the condom thing to Em. So I was like, oh, no worries, I'll like buy some condoms. And Em was like,
Yeah.
you'll buy a whole fucking new strap and you'll
Yeah.
fuck yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She was like, you
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, noted. Okay.
Yeah.
Which,
Why? Because she's like, I don't want a rubber.
no, I think she's like, I don't want to share your dick with
Oh, yeah,
a bunch of
yeah.
other women
Yeah,
because we don't need to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think obviously if I was a cis man, it would be a different
yeah.
kettle of fish.
Yeah.
But I think her point is, if we don't need to do that, why would we do that? We might as
Yeah.
well. You might as well have another one.
Yeah.
A new one. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
totally. Well,
So-
yeah, if you're gonna start strapping down your extracurriculars, you should think about either
Right.
having
Well, I
a
bought
different
some.
strap or
Also, it could be hot. I bought some Johnnies as well. I walked into the bodega and was like, "Hey, like."
which ones did you
I
buy?
was like, I walked in. I'm like, I love this wig, by the way. I got to tell
Yeah.
you because I want some hair.
I
But I
love
walked
you
in.
in it.
I walked in. And I was just like, "Hey, do you have any condoms?" You know, it felt so.
I can't with condoms.
Well, I would say Johnny, but
Yeah.
no one would know what that means. What would you call them?
A condom or a rubber.
So, well, I'm saying condom.
What I'm saying is because of how you guys sometimes
enunciate.
enunciate
Got it.
and emphasize. You're saying condoms.
Condom, yeah. It is
Condom.
spelled like that.
I'm not saying you're wrong. You're just different.
Totally.
And I love that condom.
Condom. So I went in and I asked for a condom, and he said, "Sure, we have."
Please, sir, can I have a condom?
Yeah. And he said, "Sure, we have for her pleasure, and we have extra thin," which was actually a tough decision in the moment.
Yeah.
But she was there, so
I
I
would
wanted
have
to
no
like.
idea. Oh,
well, she
okay.
was there, so I was trying to impress her. So I was like,
Yeah.
For her pleasure."
Yeah. Ribbed.
Re-
Yeah. Right? That's what it is.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I bought it, but I thought it could be. I was like, this could be hot. It's like a
Yeah.
little role play situation,
Yeah.
and clearly something that actually is maybe needed, and I didn't know. So
Yeah.
shout out to that. I should find out whose video that was so I can shout it out. Thank you for educating me.
Yeah.
And yeah, gotta strap up your strap.
I have never bought a condom before.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Why don't you do it?
Well, I even just mean like when I was a girl having sex with men. Like, I have never bought condoms.
It's interesting to me that you would assume that the man has to buy the condom, but the bottom needs to buy the strap. I think that basically means that you just want to be on the other side of the purchase is what is occurring.
No, because what I'm going to say is even worse, which is that, like, I was not using condoms when I was fucking men.
Oh, okay. Motti.
When I lost my virginity, the condom got stuck inside of me for 2 weeks.
Whoa. On when you lost your virginity?
Yes.
Did you know?
I know
there?
virginity is a construct and everything. No, I haven't told you the story.
No.
Oh my God, I'm a senior in high school. This guy.
Sorry, help me out. How old are you?
Sorry, I'm 17.
Okay, great.
And I have a crush. I had crushes on everybody. I was obsessed with boys. Mm-hmm. And this guy who is 2 grades older. I have the house to myself. It's a weekend. It's like fall of my senior year. I find out that this guy 2 years older than me, who I always had a crush on, everybody had a crush on, thought I was cute. I forget how I found out. I get his number, like whatever. He's at his friend's house that's down the street from me.
Okay.
And I'm like, come over. Which is like so...
You're so
like,
brave.
I know, because I was like doing a lot of heavy petting and dry humping with boys, but like never sex. But I was like, it would be iconic if I lost my virginity to this guy. Like, this would be so cool. So I invite him over. He comes over. He has a strawberry flavored scented condom.
Okay.
He puts it on.
Were you scared?
I think I was excited, but whatever. And so, he's not huge, which is fine. So he puts it on. I am on top. First of all,
my God.
like losing my virginity
this is a
top.
wild.
I know.
What?
So I'm on top of him, and I literally
you are
remember
the most confident person in the world. You're like, I'm gonna lose my virginity for someone 2 years older than me. I'm gonna ride this guy.
Yeah.
With a strawberry flavored condom.
So also, if anybody has any, like, I know I said I was 17 and he was 2 years old. Please don't age gap me. It was fine. It was consensual. I knew what I was doing.
Clearly, this poor guy's like, wait, what?
Yeah, so I'm on top of him, and I quite literally remember I'm like, bounce 1, bounce 2, bounce 3, bounce 4. I look down, the condom's not on his dick anymore.
Whoa.
And so I remember I checked. The first place I checked, I went to the bathroom and I checked myself because I'm like, obviously that's where it would be.
Did he finish?
No.
Did he?
No.
Okay. You just noticed the condom was gone and you were like, oh shit, I got to deal with this.
Yeah, well, I looked down and it wasn't there, and I was like, what, like,
Right.
whoa. And so he's tearing apart the sheets and stuff looking for it. He only brought one. But like, as reckless as I was at this time, I was kind of like, we're not doing this without I wasn't on birth
that's
control.
crazy.
I'm not getting pregnant on my first time.
Right.
And so I go into the bathroom and I literally like check myself. Nothing. A week and a half.
Oh my God.
It might have not been like a full 2 weeks. My pussy starts smelling.
Oh my God.
Like
I'm
like
having
a
a
fucking
meltdown.
fish market.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And I'm like, something's
not
happening.
not of strawberry?
Not of strawberry. And so I'm like, something is wrong. I'm in the shower. I literally put my leg up on the corner of the bathtub and I go all the way. I am in my cervix.
Oh,
it was stuck to the lining of my cervix.
I'm literally fainting.
And I had to hook it out and it comes out and I was like, it's so gross. And that's where it was. I have a stand-up joke where I basically tell that story, but in a shorter version. And I say, yeah, it was strawberry scented going in, ceviche coming out.
Oh my God.
And
oh my God.
And so from then I'm like, whatever. And then I've had sex with a lot of guys, and like, I mean, I'm sure some maybe used condoms, but like most didn't. And I was kind of reckless and insane. And I was like, sure, no problem.
You were on birth control though.
Eventually, yeah, for a little bit. And then I was with my boyfriend of like 3 years, and we never used a condom. Pull out game strong. I was not on birth control.
Here's the thing.
Can you believe I've never been pregnant? It's insane.
I cannot believe that.
But here's really quick.
Okay, go.
We've never used a condom. One day we were like, we should use a condom. Like, maybe let's see if it's really all that. Because he was definitely the type of guy to be like, it doesn't feel as good for me. Like, whatever.
Sure.
And so we put on a condom. Immediately it breaks. So we're like, thank God we don't rely on these things.
Right.
anyway, so that was
You know what's so unfair? You've gone all those years without using a condom. I had, as you know, my one long-term boyfriend. I lose my virginity to him. We use a condom every single time without fail. Okay. One time it breaks and I get pregnant.
oh my God.
I swear to God.
See, like that's why that's why I was like, thank God we don't rely on them.
It
Wait,
was
wow,
crazy.
reveal of the century.
Yeah.
You got knocked up.
Yeah.
How was that?
To be honest, and I hope he doesn't listen to this, he was an emotional wreck.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so fucking inconvenient for
Yeah.
me. Do you know what I mean?
just,
I was
like,
like,
pissed.
I was really pissed. And I was pissed in general because all of my friends were basically like you.
I know.
Just doing
That's
whatever.
how it goes,
and I was
though,
like,
huh?
are you fucking kidding me? Like, I'm so careful all the time.
Yeah.
And this is the worst thing. No, I didn't even tell you the worst thing about it. So we use a condom, it breaks. I'm in Jamaica with him at the time too. So like, anyway, it breaks and he did finish. So I was like, I feel like,
Did you find out it was broken after? Sorry to interrupt. Like it was
Yes.
after you took it off?
yeah, which
Okay.
and I was mad at him because I was like, did you not feel that? I feel like it's hard for me to feel it, but
Yeah.
I feel like he could have felt it.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, I did feel pretty good. I don't know, like I didn't realize. So I was like, for fuck's sake, dude. So, but I'm in Jamaica, so I'm like, what do I do about this? So I go to the fucking front desk and I'm like, yo, I need the morning after pill, which is,
Yeah.
you know, trying to figure out that scenario in Jamaica was tough.
Yeah.
I go out the hotel, I go to this chemist, I get the morning after pill, I take the morning after pill. We're like, fine. I go home, and then 2 weeks later, I'm fucking pregnant.
Oh my God, it didn't work?
So it didn't work. So the condom broke once, and I took the morning after pill, and I still was fucking pregnant, and I just could not believe it. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm 17 years old
17.
or 18 years old.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, then I get home to the UK. My fucking period doesn't come. I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Also, how fucking fertile am I at this point? I'm like, are you
Yeah.
kidding? Or how fertile is he? Or both, I guess.
Yeah.
So then I go to the doctors. They're like, and I just knew as well. I could just fucking feel it. And I said to him, I'm pregnant. I can feel it. He said, impossible. I was like, no,
Yeah.
I know. I go to the doctors. I'm like, yo, I'm pregnant. I definitely can. I know that I am. They like, oh, you are, but it's wild that you're really early. I was like super early on. So I book in an abortion. Thank you to the UK for making everything so easy. I book in an abortion, but by the time I go to get the abortion, I miscarry.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
I actually feel not a way about it.
Okay, cool.
You know, even at the time, I told my sister because I felt like I should tell someone.
Yeah.
And she was like that. She was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Like blah blah blah. And I was just like, "I don't care." Like,
Yeah,
I
okay,
mean,
good.
I don't care. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
saved
have
you
no-
some money maybe.
Yeah.
Well, no, would it have been free for
No,
you?
it
in
would
the
have been
UK?
free. It would have been free.
Oh God, that's so
but
nice.
but I went through the whole process, and it's really interesting. And I don't know how it is here, but you know, I go with I almost named him. God, I go with my ex-boyfriend, who is, you know, and I feel bad for him because he's much more religious than me, and he's struggling with this whole concept. I have no struggle with it.
Yeah.
So we get there, and he's upset. And I'm not bothered, like some sort of sociopath. And then the nurse is like, basically they keep him outside and they won't let him in. And then they take me into a room and then they do all these like, they question me. Honestly, there's like 40 questions and they're trying to make sure that I'm under no pressure by him to do this, which I
Yeah.
guess is usually that way around. And
Yeah.
the whole time I was like, I'm
Yeah.
he wants me to do this. I have
Yeah.
there's no way I'm doing this, you know. So anyway, so that was the thing, but it made me think, shit, like it's just so unlucky,
Yeah.
you know.
Can I say something? It's a little controversial. I always felt a little left out, or like listen, like I'm on T and like I don't, that door has closed, but a little part of me when I was a girl, like in my early 20s and stuff, I did feel a little bit like left out of the cultural conversation for came inside of, never been, had a pregnancy scare, never had to take the morning after pill, and never had to get an abortion. I know these are like privileged things that I'm saying, but I'm like, when all your friends are doing it and you're like,
Yeah.
damn, I've never had, you know, I don't know. Is that like so silly to say? I always was just like, I guess I'll never know what it's like.
I
And
get
now
it.
the door's closed on that. Well, at least for now. So
someone can certainly still come inside you.
yeah, well, totally. Yeah. That's like the least of it. But I was like, all my friends are like, it just felt like such a fun thing. I lived in a sorority house with like 10 girls, and
And
like
this was
every
always
other day
happening?
we're like
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to get the morning after pill, and I'm like, I just felt a little left out is all.
I'm sorry, dude.
That's like totally fine.
I'm so sorry. You know, this role play, and I'll tell you, being on the other side of it was not that fun.
No, I don't mean to make it seem like it's like a fun thing to do or anything
I feel
like
you.
that.
We're all
But
trying to be part of a tribe, you know?
yeah, I just like wanted to fit in a little
Yeah, I
bit.
feel it.
But maybe I was never meant to fit in with that demo.
Yeah, there you go.
So, yeah.
Yeah, love that.
Wow. Okay. So
Well,
spooky. Wow.
Spooky. And that is spooky Halloween.
And that is
abortions and dress ups and
Thank
pink
God
wigs.
for abortions, though.
Thank God for
In
abortions.
case it wasn't clear what our stance on that was.
Absolutely.
You don't have any tea time, do you?
Just that it's been a year since I've had top surgery,
Yeah.
and I feel fantastic. And I think I've made up my mind that I don't want facial hair. I don't want to take too much tea.
Okay.
Is what I've sort of landed on.
Okay. Cool.
But I'm still trying to get my voice lower and doing all these things. So, yeah. But
Okay,
that's
cool.
that's where I'm at. How about you?
Yeah. No huge updates.
Cute.
What as my voice? I'm twirling my hair. No, you didn't. My voice is deeper.
It is. You sound sexy.
I've got these crazy hairs on my nipples.
Nice. Proof.
And my like belly hair and happy trail and groin hair and pubes have all just become one
Love that.
massive hair, which I
Yeah.
love. It's so fun. Which is like it's just like an interesting thing how much like my inner thigh hair is like out of control. I'm
No
trimming
way.
it with a little trimmer scissor.
Oh my God.
That's how like out of control it is.
Interesting.
And I kind of love it.
Yeah, totally.
It's really fun.
I love my leg hair and my
Yeah.
like pubic hair and my like
Yeah.
all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't want it on my face, but I don't feel like it.
It's such a different thing.
Totally.
It's obstruction of
Right.
what your current face is.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Well,
But yeah, I'm seeing
congrats
it
on
come
all
up
the-
on
on
my
all the hair.
chest, not just the nipples, but like the chest, which is like really fun.
That is really fun.
Yeah.
Does Britt love it?
I think so. She hasn't had, I mean, like, I'm like, listen, if I look at her ex-husband, he was a really hairy guy. So clearly it's not like a deal breaker for her
Right.
or like anything. But she, I keep it neat and tidy, downstairs so that, she's not flossing or anything. So. but yeah, so
Love that.
that's all I have. Okay.
All right,
Well, good
well-
boy, Kylo.
Good boy, Motti.
Christina.
Oh yeah. What am I,
Christina
Rod?
and Rod.
Okay, good boy, Christina.
Thank you. Good boy, Rod.